What is up, everybody, and welcome to a new episode 4 of Anthony KT Wrestling. Welcome, everybody. Let's get into it. I got a couple things I want to talk about on this week's episode, and I want to start off by talking about B-Fab. All right, this week on SmackDown, B-Fab in the triple threat qualifying in the triple threat match to qualify to continue on in this tournament for the Women's United States Championship. First, like I said last weekend, I showed my excitement for it, and I'm still excited for it. The women finally have a United States Championship, a mid-card championship, and I am excited about this. This is a long time coming. It's well-deserved. I still feel, I still believe and know that at some point in the future, hopefully near future, the women will get a intercontinental championship of their own. And that would be dope. That would be dope to have two. But we have this women's champion. But we have this United States Women's Championship. I love it. The triple threat match, that first match, that triple threat match, Bayley, B-Fab, and Candice LeRae. That was a great, I enjoyed that triple threat match. It was a hell of a triple threat match. But I want to put my focus on B-Fab because B-Fab fucking killed it. Part of my language. B-Fab killed it in that match. Incredible. You know, it's showing she's putting in the time. She's putting in the hard work, and what she showed in that squared circle in that triple threat match, I was rooting for her to win. It was so dope. I mean, going into this match, I had a strong feeling that it was going to be Bayley that was going to be winning this triple threat match, but throughout the course of the match, there were moments in this match where it really felt like it was B-Fab's to win, you know? And man, she killed it. You know, I want to see more matches of B-Fab, you know? I want to see her more. You know, when we were first introduced to B-Fab, when she was part of Hit Row with Swerve Strickland was in WWE at the time. I was excited. I was curious about B-Fab, but I wanted to see what she could do in the ring. You know, skip 2 years later, B-Fab in the squared circle for this triple threat for the Women's United States Championship match. She killed it. She was burning it up. Squared. I can't get it. I can't stop. We're gonna put it down like that. She was good. I want to see more matches. I want to see B-Fab in the ring a lot more often. I want to see her get some stories going in there. What she does as a manager for Street Profit, and we're going to talk about the Street Profits in a little bit too, but what she does as a manager for the Street Profits is great. You know, ever since Bobby Lashley left, I was wondering what was going to happen with B-Fab. And especially with Street Profit with Bobby Lashley gone, and something they were trying to work on getting, and it really didn't come to much. But B-Fab as a manager, we all knew B-Fab killed it as a manager, and her what she can do on the mic only improves, and she kills it every time. But what she can do in the ring now, it's getting so much better, and she killed it tonight. She killed it on SmackDown, that triple threat match. And the possibility now of a tag match. Now, I could see this. I could see Mia Yim and B-Fab teaming up in a tag match. You know, maybe that could work. I could see that. They're on that same vibe. They're on that same level. And I think they could kill it. I say put them in a tag match. Put the women tag team championships on the line against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and let them go. You know, let them go. You know, oh man, I want to see it. I kind of want to see it. It sounds pretty good. But B-Fab triple threat United States Championship match. Even though Bayley won, B-Fab killed it, and I want to see her do some more matches. I definitely want to see her do some more matches. So let's go into the next thing I want to talk about, which is Cody Rhodes, the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens angle, the storyline that we are in the midst of, that really got kicked off when Cody Rhodes teamed up with Roman Reigns against Solo Sikoa, his bloodline, that whole thing. That's where it really started to get kicked off. And I want to focus on Cody, not on Cody Rhodes, but on Kevin Owens, because I love this version of a heel turn for Kevin Owens, and I love it because, as we all know, when it comes to Kevin Owens and whoever he teams up with, eventually it is Kevin Owens that does the turning. You know, he's the one that turns on them, whether it was Chris Jericho way back when, whether it was Sami Zayn numerous times, or even for like one night where he was teaming up with the New Day and he just turned on the New Day because he wanted that championship, that WWE championship match against Kofi Kingston. Whatever it is, it was always Kevin Owens that does the turning. But in this case, it's been flipped. In Kevin Owens' mind, it's been flipped. In Kevin Owens' mind, he's not the one that did the turning. He's not the bad guy, the heel in this story. To Kevin Owens, everyone else is the bad guy. He's the good guy. He's the babyface in this story. Cody Rhodes is the one that turned on Kevin Owens. Randy Orton is the one that turned on Kevin Owens. To Kevin Owens is the good guy and everyone else is the bad guy. Everyone else turned on him. He is still the same. He did not change. Everyone else changed. Everyone else turned on him. And I love that. I love that story. And I know we won't really ever know what those conversations that we saw on camera that Kevin Owens was having with Cody Rhodes after Bad Blood, or on that episode of SmackDown, what that conversation was between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton after Randy Orton put his hands out like that, almost like he's like, I'll handle it, don't worry about it. And then Kevin Owens doing what he did when he attacked Cody Rhodes and when he attacked Randy Orton. In his mind, those are the bad guys. He's not. In his mind, all of WWE has turned on him, doesn't deserve him. And oh God, it's different. It's a different turn. It's a different angle for Kevin Owens, and I love it. And I love where this is going. Now, eventually, what's going to happen is we're leading into what is going to be a second WWE Championship match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. The first time they went head to head in a match, there were times during that first championship match, even before that first champion match between the two of them, when it looked like Kevin Owens was going to do something. But if he had done that, that would have been the usual heel turn that we've all known Kevin Owens to have done in the past. But it's not what is going on with Kevin Owens now is a different kind of heel turn, a heel turn we would not expect for him to make. And in that mind of seeing it, how everyone else has turned on him and he hasn't the one that's turned. And Triple H said it right before Crown Jewel, where Randy Orton was begging for that championship match. And he called out Triple H. And Triple H came out and really tried to explain to Randy Orton the mentality of Kevin Owens, that this is not a Kevin Owens that we know. This is a different kind of Kevin Owens. The look in Kevin Owens' eyes is different from how you normally see him. And him explaining that and Randy Orton not listening sets the tone and the bar of where Kevin Owens is in this story. And now the idea of Kevin Owens beating Cody Rhodes and winning the WWE Championship, I could see it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think I think when we get to Survivor Series in about 2 weeks, I think Randy Orton might show up. But might show up. I don't think he will, because they really need to play into the pile driver that he took and how it's banned and the reasons why it's banned. But I think Cody Rhodes is going to win. I think he's going to retain. And I will say this, when it comes to Cody Rhodes and winning the WWE Championship, at times I feel like there are a lot of people who are trying to compare his current championship reign to Roman Reigns, and you can't. The reign that Roman Reigns was on as WWE Universal Championship, and then getting to that WrestleMania and beating Brock Lesnar and unifying both the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship. You can't. That's a reign that won't be touched for a while, for a long time. I don't think it's fair to Cody Rhodes to compare that championship reign, because his championship reign has to be different from the reign that was Roman Reigns. I mean, Roman Reigns solidified himself as one of the greatest WWE champions as a heel with his bloodline in a long time, and that there is so much respect to be put on his name for that alone, and the whole and running the whole storyline as he did with the bloodline, and just the bloodline story as it goes. And it's incredible that this was a storyline that started while we were all locked, while everything was locked up, while we were in a pandemic, while there was a Thunderdome. That's where this started. And from it to go from that to where it is now is incredible. But Cody Rhodes' title reign is different. It has to be different, and how he's doing it as the fighting champion that he is showing that. Now, I don't think, and I don't really see it, that Cody Rhodes will reach the title time length of Roman Reigns, and I don't think he should. I think whoever beats Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, it really comes down to the right person and the story you're telling for why that person is winning the WWE Championship. I think, and a lot of people I know there are people out there who are thinking, especially after Bloodline, thinking that, well, at some point we're going to get The Rock and Cody Rhodes versus The Rock for that championship is going to happen. And probably in the back of your mind, you're also thinking, well, the last time The Rock had a WWE championship that he was fighting for, it was at a pay-per-view, and it was CM Punk, and he lost that championship, and CM Punk lost his WWE championship to The Rock, and then lost that rematch as well. I don't see that happening. I think this time around, I think there will be a WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. but I don't think The Rock is going to win the championship, at least this time. Now, I could be wrong. I'm speculating like crazy over here about this. I could be wrong, and he could actually end up winning. But the beautiful thing of what I'm saying about this whole thing is that it's only speculation, and we can't really know for sure. But it is fun thinking about the possibility of that. But I don't think when we get to Rock versus Cody Rhodes, it's possible the championship will be on the line. But I think it'll be that thing. It just be that next hump for Cody Rhodes to jump over, because it was a big hump for him to get to WrestleMania and get the rematch with Roman Reigns and beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That was a big deal. I think it's a big deal. I think it's also just as big, if not bigger, of a deal to get to WrestleMania 41, and it's Rock and Rhodes is also able to defeat The Rock in that manner as well. I do not know. But while shifting a little from the Bloodline, so shifting a little bit from Cody Rhodes and going into the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa has his fifth man, and it is Bronson Reed. So we get on SmackDown, and we get into this face-to-face between OG Bloodline versus Solo's Bloodline. I don't call it New Bloodline. I call it Solo's Bloodline, because it is 100% Solo's vision of the Bloodline. So we get to that, and there are no words that are said. They just scrap it on. They going at it. And towards the end of it, Bronson Reed takes Roman Reigns out, hits the tsunami, lays him out, shows himself to be the fifth man. Now, and in no way is Bronson Reed a member of the Bloodline. It is totally about business for Bronson Reed to pick Solo Sikoa side, whatever gets him in that main event spot, because Bronson Reed said it himself. He's not asking, and he's not waiting. He is taking what he believes he deserves, and he's taking that main event spot. And if it means joining Solo Sikoa, becoming the fifth man to get in that War Games match in the main event, he is going to take it. Now, as far as OG Bloodline and that call that Jey Uso said Roman had to make, he made that call. And as we're waiting for him to make that call, we're all wondering, well, who's he going to call? Towards the end, as he gets to the end of SmackDown and he's sitting there looking at his phone, I'm really thinking he's looking at Seth Rollins' number. Now, I know on this coming week's episode of Raw, it is Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. Now, a lot can happen in that match, and there is a possibility that whatever happens in that match, it puts Seth Rollins in a position where he goes from saying no to saying yes to being the fifth man on the OG Bloodline's side. And then that is a general possibility. You got Bronson Reed in this match. You got this feud thing that's going on between Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, and they have their match on Raw. And there is a possibility that something could happen in that match that gives Bronson Reed the win, but is not satisfactory enough for Seth Rollins, and he feels that he got screwed out of that match, and he takes back his hell no to ever being on the same side with Roman Reigns to a hell yes, in order to get his hands on Bronson Reed. And that is a general possibility of what could happen. I kind of think that's what's going to happen. But when Roman Reigns made that call, it was to the wise man, to Paul Heyman. But his phone was no longer in service, and he got the operator, and he drops the phone in shock. So to be continued on that, but it's cooking, and whatever kind of bloodline stuff we're gonna get, we are going to get that. We might get a little bit of that this Monday on Raw. So, whew, before I go, I want to ask all of you a question. I covered everything I wanted to talk about. But before I go, I wanted to ask all of you a question, and it's about AEW. And what I wanted to ask you was, how do you feel about what's happening across the board with AEW right now? And that's including what's going on Dynamite, what's going on Rampage, what's going on Collision, what's going on in the squared circle, the matches that are happening, the stories that are happening in that. How do you, just everything about AEW? How do you feel about what's happening in AEW right now? Leave your answers in the comments. Let me know, and maybe we can get a conversation started on this. I'll tell you that there are some things that I'm hopeful for, and that's the whole Rough Rider. That's the whole storyline with Jon Moxley and what he's doing. A fan, I don't know if anyone heard it, but there was a fan that yelled out, "Go back to Roman," which was kind of funny. And then the Hurt Syndicate, I don't have much to say about it right now because they haven't really cooked yet. They're only getting started, and their first person that they're going after is Swerve Strickland. So that's just the start. There's nothing yet to that. We can hope and speculate about what's going to happen, how the Hurt Syndicate will evolve over time, and really it's the same thing with this whole thing with Jon Moxley's thing. But I'm kind of like, there are some days with AEW where I'm just like disappointed, or I'm just like, that was okay, and then there are other days where I'm just like, wow, it was really great. It's kind of up and down. But yeah, it's kind of up and, for me, I would just say overall it's kind of up and down for me with AEW. But yeah, let me know what all of you think. Leave what you think in the comments, and we'll go, and maybe we'll go from there and have a discussion about that. But this has been Anthony KT Wrestling, and appreciate all of you for watching the first 3 episodes, and including watching this 4th episode right here. I will be back next week for episode 5, where I'm really just going to focus on Survivor Series and talk a bit about some of the matches and what I'm excited about when it comes to these matches. And I got a lot, and in future episodes, I'm excited about a few things that to talk about in future episodes. But until then, in the meantime, in between time, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, y'all.